Hi, I'm not a music critic, but I am a guy who likes music and also has one of the most sensitive, emotional hearts in the world, who just feels music so much and is just so sensitive and emotional. I've been thinking a lot recently about how reading is kind of hard, and while I love writing these low effort music pieces each year, I wanted to think of a way to make it a little more accessible. And so I thought, what would Jesus do? And of course the answer was become a YouTuber. So not only am I coming to you live from my blog, I'm on video. I got camera 1, camera 2, I am video now. It's been a pretty amazing year for music. I usually try to seek out new albums and listen to as much new stuff as possible, but this year I was kind of busy, so I didn't seek out new music at all. Instead, I went with the good old, let the new music find me approach. So yeah, if you're a big music head, there's probably not a lot in here that will surprise you, but if you're not a big music nerd, welcome in. Here are some albums that I adore, and you might like them too. First, I want to give a shout out to these singles and EPs. I like they're good, I like them a lot, I listen to them a lot. And second, I'd like to just shout out these albums that I added to my library and didn't quite get the time for multiple listens. Sometimes an album just misses that window in your life. And I'm sure that you're all amazing, and maybe I'll rediscover you in a few years' time. Okay, now to the good stuff. My top 16 albums of the year at 16. I really like this album. I really like Tyler, and I think what I like most about this album is that Tyler is just the absolute master of capturing a vibe. He has a vision for his art and he just nails it every time, and I just really appreciate that, you know? Thankfully it's not just the vibe that he nailed, the album's also great. Tyler is so good at words. I'm a big fan of words, and his production is so addictive. There are great loud moments, great quiet moments, and it all just flows really well. Unaired is a perfect leading single with a killer sample. Good album.
Got me thinking about my booking. I just need this time to myself to figure me out. Do I keep the light on or do I gracefully bow out?
Don't know what I do. Don't know what I do without you.
Gorgeous album. It feels so alive and tangible and in front of you. I'm obsessed with the minimal analog recording and production. There are moments where Adrianne just pulls away from the microphone and it just leaves you hanging on to every word. And with this kind of production, it really gives you the opportunity to sit with her words and feel the joy, feel the sadness. It's a really special experience. Real House, Free Treasure, No Machine, they're all amazing. And the closer Ruined, I can barely comprehend it. The way it makes me feel is unreal. I wouldn't say this is an album that you can have on loop, but it's one that you have to experience.
You show me understanding, patience and pleasure, time and attention, love without measure.
Covenant of the heart, you know it's turbulent from the start, but I understand it's not your nature.
Yes, MGMT is still a band in the year of our Lord 2024, and they're back with their best album since their last one. I love the vibe, and I think that's all I have to say about this album. Andrew's voice has such a great hypnotic tone. I feel so at ease whenever he's singing. There are a few songs here that have a real epic quality to them. People in the Streets, Nothing Changes, Loss of Life. These songs build and really reward you for listening to them. And I'm obsessed with Nothing to Declare. It's such a tender, gorgeous song about exploring the universe and your place in it. Something about it just really touches me. Shout out to the MGMT boys.
And I wonder who you are, keeping the conversation light.
Ever heard of powerful music? This album right here, it has power. Power in its writing, power in its choruses, power in Rachel's voice. What an album. What? I have to rave about the choruses. Rachel has this incredible ability to chorus. The Hills, Never Need Me, All I Ever Ask, all have me singing for the rest of the day. They're also unbelievably catchy. Her voice is incredible, and for her to have this many hits on her debut album is unreal. Lyrically, this album really shines too. It earns its title. There is some devastating storytelling in here. I really appreciate songs that capture a full story, and the title track here does that incredibly well. I would love to sing these songs with a crowd. Please come to Brazil. After releasing a billion amazing EPs, Sarah Kinsley is finally here with her debut album. And I tell you what, she's pretty good at music. This album has such a great mix of bops and ballads. The front half of the album is stacked with just so many bops, and it's impossible not to dance. Sarah's voice is just amazing, and songs like My Name Is Dancing, when she just goes for it, I love it. There are so many moments and sounds and beeps and boops in here that I just love too, so shout out to Sounds. Then we have the ballads, which are freaking beautiful and powerful and tender and good. They're so good. And to top it all off, Escaper is such a good ending, one of the closers of the year, easily. Also, this album cover is so early 2000s, it's perfect. Wait, what the hell? She's my age? Hozier. Unreal Unearthed was my introduction to Hozier, and I really got into all of his past albums this year, and he ended up being my top artist of the year. I saw him live twice, and he also appeared in a lot of my dreams. While he didn't release an album this year, he did release 2 EPs, and I don't know how his B-sides are this good. I think everyone has heard Too Sweet at this point, and rightfully so, because what a banger. I love Wildflower and Barley. I love Wildflower and Barley. I love Wildflower. Oh, I can't say that one. I love Wildflower and Barley. The vibes are just perfect, and the vibes are also great on July. I could just listen to those 2 songs on loop forever. He has such an unbelievable voice, and I just can't comprehend how there are people on Earth who can just do that, you know? And to just comment on the concert experience for a few seconds. That band, perfection. The songs, hit after hit. Hozier the man standing right in front of us. I'm gonna need a few years. I love Father John Misty, what a guy. However, I wasn't all that crazy about his last album. It's always scary when an artist that you love releases something that you don't connect with. You start to doubt yourself and you start to doubt them. Like, will they ever release something good again? But within a minute of the opening track, all I had was one thought. We are so back.
Here's Mahashmashana. All is silent now.
This is such an interesting and varied project. 8 long tracks, 50 minutes total, ranging from these huge epic orchestral movements to rock and roll to Screamland, which is about as close as you can get to an Imagine Dragons song before becoming Imagine Dragons. My absolute favourite track on the record though is Mental Health. I actually can't believe how great this song is. I actually just listened to the whole song to take some notes, and I didn't take a single one. I was that captured. That was when I was writing it. This right now I'm just speaking. I don't even know how to describe how much I love this song. I think you just need to listen to it. Happy to have you back, Father John Misty. like my sweater? I'm really sorry, this is the only Kiwi artist on the list. I need to listen to more music from home because we're kind of great at it. I love this album and I love this band, and I saw them live and guess what? I loved it. There was this moment where they were playing Country Plains and they pull out the harmonica, and the energy in the room was just unbelievable. It was one of my favourite music moments of the year. We could just all like sense that they were cooking something really special. I love the ethereal Hello My Dear. I love the momentum of Lucky Star. I love the singing and earnesty. I love everything about Every Single Time. I love Samoa. Damn! I could go on. There's just something about this band, you know? It's the vibe of it. It's the Constitution. It's Mabo. It's justice. It's law. It's the vibe. Yeah, it's just the vibe. I rest my case. If you find yourself driving through New Zealand this summer with the sun setting and the pink clouds and the warm breeze flowing through the car, put this album on. You will fly. I don't know if you've heard of this little artist called Billie Eilish, but she's really great. I'd recommend her. I love that she released no singles in the lead up to this. It was such a great, fresh listening experience. And for me, this is easily Billie's most complete and coherent album yet. It's so big and so gentle and so loud, and it's just so insanely nice on the ears. Birds of a Feather is so unbelievably good. That chorus is a perfect chorus. It just layers in a way that is so addictive, and I'm so glad that people have latched onto it. And while I love Billie's voice, I'm glad that she's taken her volume up just another level on this album. I think Happier Than Ever, the song, had such a huge influence on the direction of this album. The power that that song had has sort of spread itself across this album. And it's not so much in large explosive ways, but it's in there. Thank you for Chihiro and Wildflower and The Greatest. And Blue is such an underrated closing track. Something about it just really, really gets me. So thank you, Billie. Okay, I'm gonna have a little break, and by the time I'm back, Luna Lee better be the biggest artist in the world. I changed my shirt. Oh, it's green. Also, wait, this is a side note. I edited the first half of this video, and I've just realized how often I stand here like this. And it's awesome. Luna Lee is such a legend. I love all of her EPs. And her debut album was awesome, but just a little all over the place. As a debut should be. This one here though, this is a solid, chill, epic project. Whimsical would be the main word that I use to describe this album. Luna Lee's voice is such a vibe. What an incredible instrument. She has a few of her classic shreds in here too, and she just absolutely slays the house down. And that cover, I mean, it's such a sick cover. Just look at it. Damn. This is from when I wrote it. Oh my god, I'm listening to I Imagine right now. It's so good. Ah! And I don't know how she is so talented on so many instruments, like from the flute to the guitar to the bass to the harp. It's all here and it's all just phenomenal. You know that feeling when you touch like a soft silk and you like rub your hands across it and you go, wow, this is really nice. I could stand here forever. That's what this album is, but for your ears. And that chorus of Golden Hour, loop it forever.
Can't imagine
I love Faye Webster and I love this record, and for the second year in a row I love the song Lifetime. It's absurd how this song has stuck with me. In terms of listens, it was in my top 3 last year and in my top 20 this year. I've never had a song like that. Can I explain why I like it so much? No, not really. Last year I said, this song is just, the bass is so, her voice is so, the drums are so, that little guitar thing is so, the piano is so. And you know what, Jay? I agree. This song is so. The album around it is also great. Feeling Good Today is such a fun, silly, goofy little song. And I'm obsessed with the title track. That little orchestral flourish in the middle is so sweet. It's an easy second favourite. People may say that this album's just fine and not all that groundbreaking, but I can't get enough. And shut up. I'm gonna listen to Lifetime for the rest of my lifetime.
Oh, you do hold the same things. I doubt it. With you, there's no pretending. You know me. You know me.
God, I love music. How good is music? Ever heard of Charm by Clairo? I've gotten to the point in the list where it is becoming even harder to describe why I love these albums, so it might just be easier for me to get my point across by screaming. So this album, this album is so Animal Crossing. And to some that might sound like an insult, but I can assure you it's a compliment of the highest order. It's literally perfect, the sounds are perfect, I could listen to them every day forever. Sexy to Someone is just such a great track. Clairo is in her yearning era. It's such a great bop. And the 3-track run of Terrapin, Juna and Add It My Love is so legendary. I listened to those 3 tracks back to back, I don't know how many times this year. Like a million or a billion, 200 million, 200 trillion. This is just a perfect evening album. If you're ever having a rough go of life and you just need some time, just chuck on some sweatpants, put a candle on, lay on the couch, play some Balatro and listen to this album. I did that a lot this year.
There's a woman in the corner claiming she is just the former one of me, and I am her just out of context.
At the beginning of October, a friend of mine recommended to me Hayley's music, and I just became immediately obsessed, and she was my top artist of October and November. It was one of those moments this year where I just couldn't listen to anything else. I had her debut album, I Need to Start a Garden, on loop non-stop. And then in November she released Seed of a Seed, and I tell you what, she did it again. I'm listening to the opening track right now, Gemini, as I write this, and I just can't stop laughing at how great it is. It's got such an incredible build and such a satisfying reward. And then Foxglove has just such great pace and it's just so much fun. And then the title track, Seed of a Seed, is so brilliant. Lyrically, it's so simple and so effective, and it just makes me scream. When she says,
If I get lucky, maybe a simple life. If I get lucky, maybe some free time.
I feel that. And that chorus.
If we don't know better, well, did my parents' know better? No, but they tried.
There are so few words here, but they're all so effective, and I love it. There are so many lyrics on this album that I'm obsessed with. I could do this with literally every song. Sorry Faye is so beautiful. This is the pinnacle of the singer-songwriter genre in 2024.
'Cause it's a new day. It's an offering. It's a candle.
Diese kleine unheimliche Insel hat mich zu einer Waffe gemacht. Wir glauben beide.
Yep. 21 Pilots in 3rd place. I've had a year of reclaiming things that I enjoyed in high school, and these guys, they're great. Sure, they've released a lot of cringe music, but they've also released some genuinely amazing, critically acclaimed music. Trench is one of the greatest pop rock records of the past 10 years, and the reviews speak for themselves. While I didn't like their last album at all, I was always going to listen to a new one. And when they released the leading single to this, and they said, I got excited. They explore some really great sounds in this album, and they're all just things that really work for them. Next Semester caught me so off guard. I don't know why I never expected a post-punk anthem from them, but it just works so well. That chorus absolutely slaps. And speaking of choruses, Backslide, what a chorus. Just gang vocals are my favourite thing in the world. A huge shout out to Paul Meany for his production on this album. Do I genuinely think this is the third best album of piss? Do I genuinely think this is the third best album on the list? No, honestly no. But the numbers don't lie. I played the hell out of this album this year. I liked these guys when I was younger, and I like them now. I am cringe, but I am free. Ever heard of BRAT? Neither. I shouldn't need to sell this album to anyone, we've all heard it by now. This is the album of 2024, it's the one that will be remembered. It's that album that will forever be tied to that shade of lime green. What an unbelievable marketing campaign, and people are going to try to replicate it for years and it will never be done. I like this album, it's really good. Each song has such a distinct attitude, and 360 is just the perfect way to introduce the lot. My favourite song on the album. It's already so iconic, and the way that it has permanently changed the vocabulary of the chronically online is hilarious. Sympathy as a Knife is for sure my favourite on the album. That chorus hits! It's easily one of the greatest choruses of the year, and this album has them in spades. Talk Talk is another one. Try to listen to the song and not move your body. It's impossible. What a bop. My favourite.
I wish you talk, talk, wish you talk, talk, wish you talk, talk, wish you just talk to me.
Von Dutch is my real favourite, actually. That pumping bass synth just itches a part of my brain that few songs do. I'm actually giggling as I write this, because I just can't get over how good it sounds. Then to move on to Everything is Romantic, the best song on the album. What a song! I can't explain my love for the songs. It's the opening with the strings, and that thumping bass, and then that ascension into the ending. That's a musical moment of all time right there.
Everything is romantic.
Charli doesn't just deliver bops, she has the lyrics to match. So I is a stunning tribute to a friend and one of the most powerful songs of the year, easily. Girl So Confusing is another outstanding song, and the remix with Lorde just takes it to a whole new level. The vulnerability on display is so special. And perhaps the least talked about song on the album, I think about all the time, is one that absolutely blew me away. It might be my favourite on the album. B2B and Apple get me moving every single time. They are both my favourite song. Then the closer 365 is a perfect reprise, incredible way to end the album. It's not my favourite, but it's a close second.
365 party girl, French manicure, wipe away the residue, push my hair back, look hot when I'm no, I really don't stop when I'm gonna jump when it drops when I'm done.
I didn't expect my life to be so captured by BRAT. It really got me. And for a while there, I thought that was it. That's the album of the year. But then.
Hello.
I'm so excited to speak about this. If you have seen me in person this year, there's a really good chance that I've been annoying to you about this album. Frank. This album had me at hello. Oh, this is a hard sentence. She Looked Like Me is the introduction of the year. It just builds and morphs and folds in so many unexpected sounds until it like explodes in this crescendo of synthesizers and yelling and I love it so much. I have nothing but love for that song. Then they flex their musicianship in Killing Time, which is this groovy bop that builds and becomes a little unhinged. The crunchy guitar really makes this song, and once it hits that bridge and Mika says, wow, I will never get over this song. 3 tracks in and they already hit you with an interlude, and it feels like a DVD menu from the 2000s and a bit like a second introduction to the album. And I love it, and I like this album a lot. I don't know if you know this. Is that still recording? Imaginal disc, shout out. Image is one of the 3 songs that you have to try. The bass is so addictive, and Mika's performance is perfect, and Matt's production is so crisp and clear you can see your reflection in it. The last 45 seconds of the song are pure magic. Try not to dance challenge. That's a stupid line.
But oh my God, make me in your image so high.
Then we have my song of the year, Death and Romance, which I know I've said this a lot, but this is a perfect song. The drums and the bass and the synths and Mika's vocals and the chorus, the vibes are just immaculate. And to me, this is easily the best song of the year.
Yeah, I give and you give till it's all that we have in my mouth, and it's better than death and romance.
But it doesn't stop there, because Magdalena Bay are nothing if not the goats of the transition. Fair Sex is such a great epilogue to the track. I'm truly in disbelief every time I listen to it. If there's one thing that they nail on this album, it's the slow build. And it's shown no better than in the 3-track run of Vampire in the Corner, Watching TV, and Tunnel Vision. Each of these 3 tracks were my favourite at different points in time. Vampire in the Corner starts off soft and sweet, but by the end, it has me screaming. Mika has an unbelievable voice. Wow. Watching TV is drama, and the little glitches at the end just make me giggle and kick my feet with joy. And Mika's voice is unbelievable. Wow. And Tunnel Vision might be my favourite of the 3. That prog rock ending is everything to me. It's 2 minutes of absolute bliss, and Mika's voice is unbelievable. Wow. Oh, sorry, I'm going on a little bit here. Lovers Everywhere, what a bop. Feeling Disconcerted eases us into a killer final 4 tracks. That's My Floor is a dirty, rocky hit that itches the depths of my brain. And every time I listen to it, I yell, hell yeah. And speaking of hell yeah, Cry For Me? Hell yeah. This is one of the highest rated songs. My toes are cramping. This is one of the highest rated songs on the album for a reason. It has that timeless ABBA vibe that is impossible not to enjoy. This is a song for the mums. And the award for the mostest beautifulest song goes to Angel on a Satellite. That sweeping piano that carries you through the song is stunning. I've written here, hypnotic is really the only word I can use, but I've just used other words, like I've used more than that, so James, you're an idiot. But it is hypnotic. It's really the perfect way to land the album. And on first listen, I thought the ballad of Matt and Mika was going to be a second soft landing. A cute little outro with a twinkling little cityscape synth, backdropping Mika's vocals, and the return of motifs from the beginning of the album. What a beautiful way to end the album. But then that synth hits. This album goes out with a bang, and it's such an epic victory lap to an album that I will be returning to over and over again for years to come.
Open heart, all cliche. 2 kids in a new town, baby.
So yeah, Imaginal Disc was easily, by a distance, far and away my favourite album released in 2024. And as we can see here from my replay, my top 10 songs of the year, it completely dominated. Wait, only one song in the top 10? But this was my album of the year. What happened?
I know you're back. I saw your sister at the pharmacy picking up.
I generally only listen to brand new music. I just love it. There's just something so special about discovering something new to tie to that period in your life. It might only be a week or a month, but when you find new music to listen to, it becomes a part of your lore. If you really connect with an album and then listen back to it months or years later, you're taken back to the emotions that you had at the time. And that's something that's really special. And so I'm always looking for new music. And in the words of the great Edna Mode, I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. But this year, for the first time in forever, my top album of the year was one that I listened to a couple years ago and thought, oh yeah, it's alright. But for some reason, I returned to it this year, and here I am bending the rules of my 2024 albums video. I'm not going to go track by track rave about this album. All I'm going to say is that I love it with all my heart. I screamed along to Easy on Your Own all year. After the Earthquake has one of the greatest choruses I have ever heard in my life. Bored in Bristol had this unbelievable yearning quality that just kept me coming back again and again. I'm addicted to every single song. Belinda Says was, by quite some margin, my top song of the year. Something about the simplicity of the chorus and the way the band come together at the end makes me unbelievably emotional. There aren't many songs like it. Blue Rev is so special, and Imaginal Disc is so special, and I give them both 5 James stars. I'm so excited for 2025, and I'm hoping to get new music from Black Country, New Road, Japanese Breakfast, Lord, Ways Blood, Tame Impala, Viagra Boys, Shame, and of course, the Biffs. I love the Biffs. But I don't just have them to look forward to, because my lists are always dominated by the artists who I discover for the first time. And so I'm so excited to hear what they have to offer. Music is cool. Shout out to music.